Hello guys, welcome back. In this video let's have a look on the magic wand tool in the Photoshop. So if you could see in the toolbox, we have magic wand tool and the quick selection tool. So let's explore the magic wand here. You can access this tool with a shortcut W. So just press W and then you get this magic wand in the hand. The whole idea is to select the part of the picture which is of similar colors. So the selection tools what we have explored. So selection tools basically are used to copy a particular part of the picture or edit that part and all. So it is very important for us to select irregular shapes which are very unique by color. That should be very important for magic wand to work. So I'm going to choose the magic wand tool and I'm going to click on this red color area of this picture, and then you should able to see certain part of this picture is selected. So if I hold shift and then start clicking more, then you should able to see you're getting more control over the selection there. Okay, now this particular flower is having more different range of colors, and that's the reason I have to click it so many times to achieve the selection here. Okay, so what happens if I get the selection? Okay, I can use any color correction tools and then make it to a different color like that. Okay, it's a great way to edit your pictures. So this was too complex while I was selecting. So let's try to understand this tool to make it a better selection. So we have point sample, which is basically when you click, you're clicking on a particular pixel. Okay, so if I just go closer, okay, and then I'm clicking on particular pixel and that pixel, and there are so many other pixel which are having different values, shades or hues. Okay, so there is a range in which this thing works, and this tolerance is 32. When let's click, it is selecting the pixels which are hardly of the same color. So if I put a tolerance of 5, a variation of slightly higher will be accepted now. That means if I have clicked a lighter pink, it is accepting some darker pinks also, because I said the tolerance is higher. Okay, if I put this to 32 and it goes for a bigger area, there are different range of colors of the sample pixel. Okay, so sample pixel is a dark pink, it is accepting the light pink, slightly yellowish pink. Okay, different hues, values and saturations. Tolerance higher will always help you to select more complex range of colors like that. Okay, so earlier while I was selecting this flower, it was taking too many clicks, but this time the number of clicks are less because I've increased the tolerance. And here when I'm clicking for the last time, it's expanding below, and this is where you can try with a tolerance value of 10, and then so I need to be very specific here. Tolerance 10 is like being very picky, so I need to zoom it and then select that carefully. Okay, so I'm not able to precisely click on in that area. So whenever I'm adding the selections, I'm using shift. Okay, so I'm adding a more range of colors to the existing selection there. So this time the selection was pretty good while I was taking control over the tool. Okay, so tolerance is very simple thing to understand. The default value is 32. Okay, then we have point sample, which is basically having 3 into 3, 5 into 5, 11 by 11, 31 by 31, 51 by 51, 101 by 101. So what does that mean? So if I pick 11 by 11 and when I zoom it, okay, I'm zooming it. So when I click here, so 11 pixels and 11 pixels, that becomes a small box. Okay, so in that box you might have a different variation of colors. Okay, and that all variation of colors are considered for sampling with a tolerance of 32 will give you much more better selection there. Okay, so make sure that the tolerance is higher, and then in few clicks you get the result there. Okay, here when I'm clicking, the selection is going out because tolerance is high and sample is high, and this is very close to the background colors, and that's the reason it's going beyond that. So these two things are very important while you are actually handling the magic wand tool. And the next important thing is contiguous. Now what that actually means, when I am actually doing the magic wand here, okay, what's happening is I'm sampling only this particular flower. Okay, and I'm able to modify that flower only. Okay, now if I switch off this contiguous, and then when I select it, it selects all the flowers which are of same color. Okay, so I can hold shift and then start sampling more colors, and then you get better control this time. I mean, there might be so many flowers in your picture and you want to select all of them. They might be scattered. You can just simply edit them like that. Okay, so let's say if I am selecting this and things are not working in our favor, in that case you have a next level of control, that is go to the select and then edit in quick mask mode. Okay, so when I do that, I need to press Q for entering into the quick mask mode. So when I'm pressing Q, I'm also inversing this selection for you to better understand, and I'm pressing Q, then you should able to see the flower has been colored with something. Okay, go for the brush tool by pressing B on the keyboard. You can increase the brush size or decrease the brush size to the requirement, and then start painting over. Okay, so wherever this red color is not visible to you, you start painting it like that. Okay, again when you press Q, you could able to see that area is selected now. So paint is much more convenient way in complex situations when you're trying to select things with the magic wand tool, or in that matter any selection you have in hand. Okay, you can use this tool that is edit in quick mask mode, and then you get able to refine the edges or refine the jagginess which has been achieved with the tool which we have been using. Okay, so it's like an extra control for an artist to select it precisely. Okay, So press Q and then you can press Ctrl D to deselect. Okay, that is thing. Now you have this second layer. So when I'm using magic wand tool, it's only selecting the layer. But if I, let's say, switch sample all layers and then select, it will also select the other layers which are in the document. So that is sample all layers tool is about. And then you have anti-aliasing, which you know, always I prefer to use anti-aliasing there to give that soft edge thing. So these all tools are like add, subtract and intersection tools, which you can use it for better selection controls. Okay, so here we have this image. You can select the background, okay, and then start selecting that background like that. And once you have selected that, go to the quick mask mode, select the brush and then start painting over in the areas which you are not expecting them to be selected. So that's a very quick way to handle your uncontrolled selections, okay, with the magic wand tool. In this case you can also try magic wand tool with a tolerance of 10 and then start selecting it more precisely. Okay, so the colors here are quite sensitive. That's the reason this is expecting more number of clicks. Okay, the background color and the foreground elements should be in huge contrast, and in single click you may get the result. But if the contrast levels are low, then it's your bad day, I can say. Okay, that's why when you see people when do the film shooting, they put a green screen or blue screen. In olden days they used to pick a black screen or white screen to separate the foreground elements to background elements. And here the lighter tones of the foreground are in less contrast with the background's light color. So as I told, enter the quick mask mode. This time the matte is much refined with the low contrast. I'll paint out all this. There are different other ways also to actually work on the selections. Okay, you can select by channels. You got selection tools which are specially working on color picking. So don't worry, this is only in reference with the magic wand tool. Okay, so as you got this selection, press Q again. Okay, then when I change the colors here, okay, it's changing the background, so I cancel it and then I inverse the selection. Now I just change the background colors and then you should be able to see this. Okay, so I've completely manipulated that image with the selection tool. So magic wand is really a magic wand tool, I can say, because it selects all the likewise colors and then you get a isolation of background and foreground elements, or in that matter anything you want to select. Okay.